And welcome to a new episode of Into the Breach, which is my foray into early access hightail. And that's really what this is, an exploration of what can I do, what can I not do. It's not a scientific one. I mean, I'm just going in here goofing around. And, you know, no big deal, no autopsy, no foul. Except in this case. I will take out this unwelcome neighbor. I love the fact that they're like, where did that come from? What in the world? What I would love to see is A, maybe they're smart enough to figure out where the arrow came from, but B, when they see when the question marks are flying, what I would like to see is that they kind of spin around a little bit, like look around, and it increases their aggro radius, right? So, you know, if you could walk by him at 10 blocks, he won't notice you, but you hit him with an arrow, he turns around and sees you at 20, he's coming at you. You know, that'd be cool. So, anyway, in the last episode, we went out and went on a little vacation, a little road trip to the desert, and I got singed kinda, and anyway, on the way back I grabbed some mushrooms, and I want to test something. They say that if you plant mushrooms, and by plant I just plop them down, they will reproduce. Now I don't know if that's true. Oh, that's not what I want. This is what I want. I don't know if that's true, but we just plop down some mushrooms. We'll find out. Now, if that doesn't work, I think maybe I need to plop them down on dirt as opposed to grass. Though, all the mushrooms I've seen were perfectly happy to grow in grass, so we'll see how it goes. But last time we went on that road trip, and I came back and noted that I didn't do anything on our little construction project. So today, I want to do something on my little construction project. And what I like to do is I want to extend this stairwell down. Besides the fact that it floating in the air is a little goofy. But what I would like to do is, again, ultimately we want to get this way. I want to take this as far down as it'll go to see what's down there. But ultimately, here, let's put some sticks in here, and let's see, make some blocks. I'm going to need some of these fancy corner blocks. You know what? I got a bunch of iron now, right? So I can make an iron sword. Yes, please. And I have the helmet and the cuirass that I captured from the bad guys. So what I next need is leggings. It needs one more light leather. Hold on, let's check something. Well, how about that? Okay, so let's finish this up. This is brings me one step closer to being encased in iron. Steel would be better, but we'll go with this. I don't need that, and I don't need that. Okay. And there we go. So I was saying, I need the corner pieces, and I need it to be divisible by 5. 20 is divisible by 5. Make all the rest of these with the stone bricks. And then with some of the stone bricks, let's make these stone brick slabs. call it a half slab. But isn't a slab already half a block? So a half slab would be like a quarter block or an eighth of a block or something. Anyway, so we want to, besides, you know, getting this so it's not floating in the air, we'll start working our way down toward parts unknown, because I'm sure there's interesting stuff underground, because that's what happens in these types of games. And it would give us some, we can carve out some underground space to start building proper workshops and stuff. So I'll leave that open for now. See if we can find some cool flooring material. This is not modded, so I don't have a whole lot of choices as far as block types go. But anyway, yeah. We'll carve out some space underground where we can safely work in peace. I think I'd like to at some point also extend the stairs upwards. But right now my concentration's going down because guess what? There's stone down here, right? So digging down will give us the material we need to build up. Because when we're going up, there's not a whole lot of stone to dig up in the sky. So there you go. Now I don't know. I don't remember what I talked about in Into the Breach. I might have mentioned my plans for a sister series, Into the Modded Breach. I'll assume I did. I'll assume I did, and if I didn't, and you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can go look at the posts for the channel. There's a link to my webpage where I talk about what I'm thinking of doing. And when I wrote that, I was thinking about doing it. Now, well, I guess I'm still thinking about it, but now I'm like 95% of the way toward saying, yeah, let's do it, right? I mean, at this point, something's got to change my mind. Otherwise, that's where we're headed. That's what I'm going to do. So that's good. Now, and it's all about the live streams, right? So I'm both nervous and excited. I still have some bad memories about the last live streams, but I still have one more test to run to see if I can get. It got dark in here real fast. I need to put a torch down. Hold on. Let's do it this way. Okay. Because what I want is the live stream chat to appear in the chat, the game chat, right? So, and I have a mod to do that for Hightail. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I'm looking forward to meeting more of you, right? I have a few channel members, and hopefully they can attend so I can learn more about them. I've already learned quite a lot. They're good people and very supportive. And I hope to meet more new friends and have some interesting conversations. Just generally have fun. At the moment, we're looking at doing this from 10:30 to 12:30 a.m. So 10:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. So late night Pacific time. And I know that's going to be late for a lot of people. But on the other hand, a lot of people watch my videos before they go to sleep or to go to sleep. So that might work out really well then. But it's the only time I can somewhat guarantee my availability. So that's why I chose that time. Now days yet, I don't know. Days will be kind of ad hoc. I will definitely give some advance notice, right? I'll give you like 2 days advance notice before I do one. But at the moment, I'm not ready to commit to like, every Wednesday or whatever. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Now, give me some more of these, and I need. I was thinking of maybe going. I was just thinking, right? Because there's not a lot of choices as far as flooring goes. So we'll stick with what we got for flooring, which is just stone brick. But you know, when you got stone brick walls and stone brick ceiling and stone brick this and stone brick that, then it's stone brick floor too. It is blah. But we'll work on it. Oh, I need to add a piece. So no new fancy floors for now. Maybe like when we get more of some of these other stone types, maybe we can explore switching the flooring to that. Anyway, so yeah, you know, I'm thinking of doing 2-hour live streams late at night, and of course they'll be available after the fact. Now, something curious is I'm going to do a 2-hour live stream, and for a live stream 2 hours or more is perfectly normal, but when you're doing a video on demand, 2 hours is long. It's pretty long, right? I think an hour is kind of like the cutoff for most people. I think a lot of people actually don't even like an hour. But so what I'm thinking is I might take the live stream and then break them down into 2 1-hour sessions. And I really don't quite know how I want to handle that. Do I want to do a whole lot of editing or just a light touch editing? Just cut it and paste? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think I won't be able to make that call until we actually have a live stream session, because then I'll see how it goes, right? Yeah. Going to be interesting, because you know already I'm gonna be thinking of stuff to say, thinking of stuff to do, paying attention to my world that's going on, which I do already, and that can be challenging at times. And then on top of that, I will be scanning the chat and actually engaging people. So holy smokes, it's like going from juggling 12 knives at once. So now I'm going to go juggling with 12 flaming knives while on a tightrope. And I knew the job was dangerous when they took it. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be interesting, right? In one way or another. It could be a cataclysmic burnout, or comedy errors, or there's lots of different options here, but we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it though. Now, of course, how would this impact my other series? It won't, right? They'll keep going on the same cadence and the same style and the same way that they are now. Now, who knows? If everybody loves the live streams and they're super popular and blah 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 blah, which is kind of like crazy talk at this point. But if that happens, then maybe we might convert. We might switch formats on the other series, right? And do something similar. So, but at the moment, the only reason I decided to do the live streaming is I think that I think this idea of Hightail being something very new to all of us, and the fact that it's new and it's fresh, and so we kind of want to get more time on it sooner rather than later. I think the live stream's perfect, because then we have a two-way conversation, right? We're like, what? All of us are like, well, what is this thing you're looking at? And maybe somebody in the group knows, maybe nobody in the group knows, but we all experience it together. And that's the best way to experience new experiences, is not by yourself, but with others, right? So I'm looking forward to it. Okay. And it's been out long enough that now there's all sorts of videos and articles and stuff. At first they were just like, wow, it launched, and wow, that was amazing. But now we're starting to get into the analysis, right? And What does it mean for Minecraft? Does it mean anything for Minecraft? What do the Minecraft guys think of this? Is this a fluke? Or is Hightail going to be able to keep it up? What's the future of Hightail? Oh my gosh, it worked. I wouldn't say oodles of mushrooms, but I doubled my yield right there. So now the next question is, if I just let it sit, will it keep pumping them out? Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they won't keep pumping them out forever, because there's parts of this map that I've explored and run through several times, and if these mushrooms just keep pumping out, then I would have been running through like mountains of mushrooms by now, and that's not the case. So my guess is that you plop them down and they'll spawn a set number, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they stop, right? And then you got to pick them up and plop them down again. That's my guess. Now, and we'll see how far this goes. And then the next question is, I got some glowing green ones. I'm wondering if this works for all mushrooms, right? So every time we get a new mushroom type, we'll probably need to throw them out there and see if they do this. Now, I was always pretty disappointed with mushroom growth in Minecraft. But I mean, let's face it, it's pretty similar to what we got here, right? You get a mushroom maybe someday, and you get 3 or 4, and that's it. Good luck, have fun. As opposed to, I want to grow wheat, and I'll get a bunch of wheat. Okay, I think this is where the next door goes. So, anyway, I was just not impressed with the amount of mushrooms I used to get in Minecraft. But, times changed. I've changed. Now I want to make these into a door frame, and I use these blocks as a door frame, and instead of having to go out and make those blocks from scratch, I'll just hammer them, and look at that. I wasn't entirely sure if I would like the hammer or not, but I'd say it's pretty worthwhile. Pretty worthwhile. Anyway, there's a whole conversation, a lot of the conversation is framed as Minecraft versus Hightail. And I think that's a valid frame when we're talking about the corporate entities behind them, right? I mean, right? So far, they've been very supportive of each other, kind of like, we're all in this together, and, good luck. We wish you luck and all. That's all great. I hope it stays that way. My guess is it won't, right? Because at some point it becomes dollars and cents. And as I mentioned toward the end of my last Greifenhorst video, in the what Hightail has released, whether you good, bad, or ugly, depending on how you look at it, it really has reset the bar, right? As customers, we have a whole new set of expectations for the genre, and maybe games in general, than we did before. And so any new updates or new games, or even just statements from developers and teams about what they do or what's important, all of that is going to be weighed against this new standard that we all expect, right? And as a result, I mean, I hope these guys can be civil to each other forever, but I figure at some point it will become competitive, maybe not as friendly as it has been. But that being said, that's the corporate entities. Now let's talk about what matters, you and me, right? We're the people who play this stuff. We're the people who shell out the bucks for this stuff, right? And for you and me, this is Christmas in January. That's what this is. Christmas in January. Because, like I said, Hightail has reset the standards, right? So future games are going to have to aspire to be at least this good. And if they want to compete, they're going to have to be better. And even old games like Minecraft, they're going to have to up their game, right? And for you and I, we just like to play the game, right? We just want to play the game. So when these articles are always, these pundits are talking, and they're talking about Hightail versus Minecraft, but they're kind of missing out the point, because most of us aren't Hightail and most of us aren't Minecraft. Most of us play these games. We enjoy this genre, right? And we go to where the fun is, and where we can get the most fun for our buck, or euro or won or whatever. So that's what they kind of miss out on, right? While I'm sure some people are drawing lines and choosing a side, most of us are just like, yay, give me better games. And that's what this is going to bring, right? It's more fun. You remember all the fun we had when they first came out with Minecraft, right? This was something that was totally new, and we were flexing our creative muscles, and it was something new and exciting, right? And then in the years since, things it became comfortable, right? And kind of predictable, and not so exciting. I mean, it was fun, but yeah. It's kind of like, the Ferris wheel is pretty cool when you were 6. And then when you were 16, it was like, eh. And then when you're 26, you're like, oh my God, can we go on something that'll make me puke, right? Well, that's kind of like where we were with this genre. And now we're back to like, sheer drop, accelerated roller coaster time. That's what we want. And that's nothing but good for us. And competition, a competitive spirit between people providing games to us, that's nothing but good news for you and me, right? Hopefully it'll help drive prices down and drive quality and content creation up. So it's a good time to come back. What I predict is a renaissance in the open world sandbox genre, right? And that's exciting. That is exciting. I just don't know when I'm going to get to play all these games. Anyway. Hopefully, you feel the same way about this. Since this is completely underground and it's getting way freaking dark in here, I'm going to open this up. I'll open up a lot soon, but right now I'm going to open up a little bit so we can put some night lights in here. Thank God torches don't burn out. Oh my gosh. And ooh. Okay. It's dark. So the garden's percolating. It's almost done. That corn and the carrots, the 2 C's, have a ways to go. Anyway, this is just so exciting. When in anticipation of this the second series and doing modded Hightail, I've been building, for each of my series I have a website, and in the case of some of the more complicated series, I build pages that explain, here's like the lists of mods I use and stuff like that. Here's a world seed, and I'm putting the one together for the for modded Hightail, and as I'm going through this list, right, not only was I going through lists, but sometimes I get an idea and then I go out and see if there is a mod to cover that idea. And so I'm putting it together. I'm getting excited about the possibilities. I see that now we're like 2 weeks out. We're going on 3 weeks, and wow, they're all done. Okay, I just went in the door. I just went in the door and everything popped. So. That's good. That's, well, not everything popped, apparently. 1 carrot. 1 carrot. Okay, it's raining, so that 1 carrot should pop any moment now. You heard me, right? Any moment now. Go ahead. Any moment. Okay, Thunder. You take your time then. I'll be indoors. I don't want to get zapped. I don't know if you can get zapped in this game. But I'll tell you what. Why don't one of you go stand out in the rain for a while and see if you get zapped? And if you do, let me know. I'll take your word for it. Let's see. So we're going to need... I can make a fish trap, an iron hoe. Oh, okay. So I'm going to need sunflower seed bags. I'm going to need 9, but I can only do 2 at a time, so it'll give me 10. Going to need wheat. I think I'm growing 1 already, right? So give me 8. I think I need 9 of these. I think I need 9 of everything else, right? So because I mean there is 1 carrot out there, but it'll finish and then we'll replace it. And then the corn. Okay, now we got some left over. We can make some more of this eternal wheat, and that means we won't have to plant it anymore. We'll just harvest it. That's basically going to accelerate our oh, another shroom. That's going to accelerate the rate at which we accumulate essence of life. So I don't know why I need 2 hands to put the... I can... Huh. So if I put down the eternal seeds, it takes 2 hands, but regular seeds only take 1 hand. Okay. Or sunflower seeds take 2 hands. Okay, how about carrots? Okay. I don't know why it is what it is, but it is what it is. There we go. Looks like the storm's over already. So it wasn't really a storm, it was more of a Okay. We'll put our seeds in there. I think we'll need to expand that chest soon. So maybe I can do some running around, but let me empty my pockets because you never know what we're gonna find when we're out there. So I'm not gonna build a castle when I'm out running around. Shut and lock the door. Let's see if we can find a nice cave or something interesting. Okay. We're off in search of adventure, but we're not going to go too far, right? This is just basically walking around our own neighborhood looking for trouble. Yeah, and we found it. Trouble is his middle name. So I threw all my dirt into the chest, so let's stack up here. I do my Statue of Liberty impersonation, and then here we go. Man, those guys move for just a couple arms. These guys move fast. So I think the trick is if you want to slow them down, you're going to have to disarm them. Okay, he came out of the hole. And now he ran away. So man, can't see at night. Not when I'm carrying a bow. That was a good shot. Yeah, way over his head. I mean, he's crawling on the ground, so pretty much everything's over his head. Ah, he sees me. And now he doesn't. He was happy to be dead, I guess. Jumping up and down. Okay. We'll pick up the rubble. Police the area a little bit, you know, clean things up. Wow, this is pretty deep. I don't know if I've ever been in this one. I gotta figure out a way to like mark and track where I have and have not been. Ooh. So, huh. So let's, oh my gosh. Small boom shroom. This implies, oh, it gives us this boom powder. And this implies there's a large boom shroom, right? If there's a small one, why bother calling it a small one unless there's a big one? So, and then there's clay. Now I did notice that I think, I love the open timber wattle and daub type construction, and I'd like to do some of that here, but they have some blocks that specifically do that, and it requires clay. So we will check that out. Excellent. Let's grab some of these shrooms. Make shroom for more. There's all sorts of copper down here too. I think I need to put a light here to show the exit, because as we take more and more of these boom shrooms, it's going to get darker and darker in here. Darker and darker in here. So, and let's take this stuff. Okay. What's through here? A rat. Oh, well, there's some light hide. Light leather waiting to happen. This is awesome as far as this clay stuff goes. I don't know if you can create clay. And if you can, I have zero idea how you would make it in this game. But that, we'll learn it. We'll figure it out. And what's more is it doesn't matter, because if you can't do something right now, that doesn't mean that you'll never be able to do it. There's a lot of stuff yet that they want to do that they just haven't gotten around to doing yet. And of course, there's the other end of the spectrum. Just because you can do it right now doesn't mean you'll always be able to, because things change, right? Whether through game balancing or they change their mind or whatever. So that's how it's going to work. So let's see. A lot of copper up there. Whoa, what happened here? Is this like, do they have creepers in this game? I mean, I know they don't have creepers, or jeepers creepers, but this has all the hallmarks of an explosion. On the other hand, we are handling plants called boom shrooms that give me boom powder. So what you might see here, this might be some type of industrial accident that happened. I didn't hear anything, but it must have been recently, because that stuff would have despawned after 10 minutes. I think it's 10 minutes. So okay. So, note to self, there's got to be some way that you can ignite the boom powder when it's just sitting there on clay like that. Which, I've been sitting there just grabbing this stuff. Apparently I was lucky, right? So let's go back here a little bit and kind of leave our torch breadcrumb trail to make it easier to follow. So I want to put So there's a torch over there. And there's a rat right there. There was a rat right there. So, man, these guys need to call an exterminator. Of course, I guess they don't need to with me down here, but... Or maybe it's the goblins calling them and they're out to exterminate me. So, it's all about point of view, I guess. So let's take these. And then let's take this torch so it doesn't confuse me. Okay. So let's take this and grab this clay. I love the fact that even though your tool technically is broken, you can still use it, right? You're not like completely dead in the water. It's just that it takes, you know, longer for it to do its stuff. Okay. Now we're in uncharted territory. Here we go. Let me switch to a fresh pickaxe. Ooh, got stuff down here. Another rat. Yeah, okay. That rat is probably the smartest rat we've seen so far. Understands discretion is the better part of valor. They're spawning behind me. I hate that. So, where'd he go? There he is. So you gotta watch your back in this game. Literally. Especially if you're by yourself. Okay, we got some more rats. He was actually running away. I kind of feel bad about whacking him, but kinda. Okay, we got white shrooms. So let's put a torch here. That shows us where we came into this room because it's got multiple exits. I don't want to go in there. It looks a little crowded. A lot of copper down here. Now, you know, they didn't release version 2 of the train generation, but they did make a fix or a change that the more ores are generated. Now, I'm pretty sure... I don't know what to think about that because, like, I was thinking that the ores were pretty plentiful already. I mean, I haven't gone through all the different parts of the world, obviously, but even just close to home, you know, I've been finding plenty of iron and plenty of copper. So, and this chunk is so close to the house. I'm pretty sure what we're dealing with. I mean, this seems to be plenty. And this is probably still under the original rules, right? Those new rules only apply to newly generated chunks. So, you know, I'm going to have to... you know, we're not going to see those new ore veins until we go a little further from home. Whoa. It's pretty crowded in here. Oh, I see a lot of ore in here. Oh, I see some iron and copper. So this is a good place. Good place to take my pick. That one is particularly good, I think. Okay, let's see. A lot of ore down here. And it's all mine. That's what I'm doing to it, all right. I see another rat. It's kind of messy down here. Let's tag it. Let's tag him. Yeah, you came at me. That was a mistake. If you ran away, you would have been fine. Let's clean up this iron. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Now in this game, in fact, in Minecraft too, I don't think there is a minimum or maximum daily iron allowance. In real life, sure, you know, you can only get so much iron, but down here, yeah, baby, you know, give me a mountain of iron, I'm happy. Ooh, boy, and that might be coming true. Now, one of the things that is, I don't know how I feel about yet. Well, I take that back. I do have some initial thoughts. You know, these repair kits use iron, right? And of course, so if you wear out your crude pick or your copper pick, it's like, do I want to blow a piece of iron? Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, hey, hey! Wait, whoa, 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 whoa! He's okay. So what did we learn, boys and girls? We learned that the pick sucks as a weapon, even against a rat. Anyway, so like, there's, you know, because of the expense of the repair kit, I don't think there's any point in repairing anything that's not at least iron or above. Copper, you can kind of make the argument, but then again, there's so much freaking copper. I mean, I would have a whole lot more copper if I always stopped to pick up any copper I encounter. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe if I decide that I want to go start using copper tools, I just will never let any copper go by untapped. Oh, there's at least one more iron down here. Yep. It always cracks me up when they, you know, because you see these depictions of, not just this game, other games, right? The depictions of iron in the wild, and they show it like there's a piece of iron sticking out of there. It's rusted a little bit. Yeah, good. But you know, here's a piece of iron. That's how we see it in the wild, you know, pieces of metal sticking out of the ground. No. When you find good iron ore, it's all rust colored, right? Because that's that's what happens to the ore. The iron's going to oxidize. It's going to be rust. But you know it's good iron ore because when you pick up these rocks that are basically full of iron, and you drop them against like other rocks or other rocks that have iron in them, it sounds like the rock's made of metal because technically it is. You know, and it's really wild, right? So we used to go camping in the desert, and we would explore these old mines. Now they were old gold mines, right? That's what they were trying to get out of those mines, not iron. But we found a few places where, yeah, they hit an iron rich vein, and so you know, all the stuff they pull out of ooh, hold on. So we have a sleeping goblin and a rat. I feel bad about kind of like waking him up and whacking him, but you can see that he woke up and he came at me. Now, you can make the argument that anybody would come at you right when they woke up, but I'm pretty sure he would have come at me if he had never taken that nap, and that's how I'm going to justify that. Anyway, yeah, so we used to go out in the desert and camping, and there's a lot of old gold mines, and we go exploring them, right? And yeah. So you find all sorts of stuff, but when they empty a mine, right? Because what they'll do is they'll dig out the mine, and they keep the stuff that keep the dirt and rock that has the, like in this case, gold, sometimes silver, and then they toss the rest. And where they toss the rest, that stuff, it's not waste dirt or something like that. It's called tailings, right? And so a lot of times if you go to these places, there's big stacks of tailings, you know, because they worked the mine for many years. They moved a lot of dirt and rock. And those stacks of tailings, I'm in a dead end. This is how I got it. Okay. So the stacks of tailings are interesting to go through. I mean, besides finding things like iron rocks, you also find things like lots of fossils, right? We found all sorts of great rocks with plants and trilobites and stuff like that embedded in them. I mean, it's, that wasn't of any use to the guys who ran the mine, but it's pretty fascinating to me. And so, anyway, I don't recommend that. So this is still working. So we'll let it run a little longer. Anyway, I don't recommend going into mines like we did. It's incredibly dangerous, and in hindsight, I realized it was pretty stupid. But that is one of the gifts of old age, right? If you survive your youth and stupidity, then you have the wisdom to realize just how young and stupid you were. And then you can tell other people, hey, based on my experience, you shouldn't do this. And they'll say, yeah, thanks, Gramps. And then they'll go do it. And if they're lucky, they'll become old farts, too. With this, then they'll have the same advice for the younger kids. That's called the great circle of life. Oh, I didn't realize I already had a place for this boom powder stuff. So I got a lot of it now. Presumably it's something useful, right? I mean, stuff that goes boom, that if it's not useful, it's certainly fun. Right? Of course, it's all fun and games until somebody loses a finger, and then it's just fun. But yeah, let's see. Let's expand this food chest so that we're not so crowded here. Add our new mushrooms, and we got lots of meat. It's making me hungry. You got a broken pick. 2 broken picks. Choose your pick. Take your pick. Pick 1, pick 2. Okay. They all work. Okay. I'm real big into recycling. And let's get this one down, and I can throw the iron in too. So this. Take those, put that in. Put the stuff away. Like Mr. Rogers teaches us, put your stuff away. And look at that beautiful sunny day. Sweeping my cares away. On my way to where the air is clean. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Oh, I don't know where that came from. I got a bunch of stone I can do stuff with. So let's make some of these. Again, divisible by 5. And then let's make a bunch of these. And then we'll make some more of these. And now we can go build upward. And the garden is thriving. It's on its way again. I especially when I read like the comments on mods, right? There's like all these farming mods. It says do this, do that, and I read the comments, and all these people are they're all commenting on how to maximize your farm and how to do this and how to do that, and a lot of information about watering and all this. I don't know about you. I mean, I guess they're like they plant the crops and they're just standing there waiting for the crops to be done because I think the crops grow plenty fast, and as you can see, I'm a pretty hands-off guy, right? I mean, I plant it and I walk away, and when it's done, I pick it, right? So, oh my gosh, I don't know what these guys... And there's all these... The guys are digging trenches and filling them with water, and other guys are out there with watering cans, and they're like, it grows 2.5 times faster. And it's like, okay, but it grows plenty fast now, right? And I've got a stockpile of food already. So unless you all are planning to come over for like, a Super Bowl party or something, I have more than enough food for just myself. So, yeah, Super Bowl party. Well, first of all, at our house, we're not big football fans. And to be clear, we're not really big sports fans. So, but the Seattle Seahawks have made it into the Super Bowl this year. So yes, we will pay attention at least. We're not gonna claim to be fans or anything. We're not gonna go flying out to Denver or wherever they're having the game. It's not Denver. They're playing against Denver. I don't remember where they actually. I think it's in California that the Super Bowl is this year. So that's good. Neither team really has the home field advantage. I mean, they say the Broncos do, but they don't. I don't think they've ever been in the stadium. But what do I know? Those Super Bowl parties, I am down for Super Bowl parties, right? When you talk about a lot of people getting together and kind of being goofy and crazy, and most importantly, a lot of food. Usually pretty good food too, by the way. Yeah, I'm always down for that. I am always down for that. That's one of the things I learned is when I was in the Air Force and I was stationed in the United Kingdom, I learned that when American forces are overseas, of course, we celebrate all of our holidays. So, you got your Christmas and your 4th of July and all that. So we celebrate those. But we also celebrate and observe the holidays of the host nation. So when I was in the United Kingdom, not only did we observe Christmas, but we observed Boxing Day and Guy Fawkes Day and these, I love the Brits because they have just bank holiday, right? It's like they don't even bother, we don't even have an excuse for this. It's just like, yeah, we're going to have a spring bank holiday because we haven't had a holiday in a while. So this kind of rounds out the calendar. Okay, you guys are my heroes. I love that. Anyhow, my point is that you start learning about all these. Look, the hammer is useful. You can't beat that, so to speak. So, anyway, I loved. First of all, it's a holiday every day somewhere. Just like the people drink a shot of vodka at 5 a.m. and say, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, or noon, well, it's a holiday somewhere, right? And so I love this idea of so we had Cinco de Mayo, and I'm all for Cinco de Mayo. I think it is kind of impressive that the Mexican army defeated the French army. That is kind of cool. But the thing is until Cinco de Mayo became a holiday, almost nobody except the people in that little province of Mexico remembered it. Actually, I think they have states. They're not provinces. But nobody else remembered it. But Madison Avenue decided to make this a marketing opportunity. And so now, they can sell all sorts of chips and dip and stuff for Cinco de Mayo. That is capitalism run amok. But on the flip side, it's an excuse for a party. People getting together to have food. And I'm all for that, right? So if we want to have Groundhog Day parties, knock yourself out, right? I think there's plenty of stuff in the world that we can celebrate. And so we should get right to it and start having a lot more holidays. And I think best case scenario, they're all federal holidays. So schools are closed, work's closed. I'm all for it. Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to work, but I mean, let AI handle it. If we're going to do this whole AI revolution, then yeah, okay, AI, it's all or nothing. So if you're going to take some of the stuff from us, you then take all from us, and then if anybody wants us, we'll be in our deck chairs, binge watching Netflix. Boy, that was wrong. Yes, and it's like Wall-E, right? Everybody fat, dumb, and happy in their little automated chairs moving around the pool. Yeah. On the one hand, that is a sad statement about the state of humanity, but on the other, there's something appealing to that, right? You're just like, yeah, okay. I mean, that's how all these things work, right? It's like, you're supposed to limit your intakes of fats and sugars. You're supposed to eat more vegetables and meats, but then somebody says, here is a full birthday cake, and you can have it for dinner. And, one part of your brain says, well, that's just stupid. Don't do that. Another part of your brain goes, So now you could take it slow, right? You could just take the cake and then eat a piece now and eat a piece then. But you know, then you have an added problem of trying to keep it moist because you know the cake dries out or whatever. But one of my tips for keeping a cake moist and not drying out is to just basically eat it all in one shot. So you know you can follow that approach. Now that it's starting to look like something. What it's starting to look like one of those towers the fire department uses to train, right? How to rescue people from a burning building. So it looks like everything is done. So let's do this. And any more shrooms? I mean, I got plenty of shroom for more. Anyway, we'll beat that one to death. Let's see. So we got the carrots, we got the flowers, we got the lettuce. And we've got wheat. And look at that. See, I don't have to make new wheat seeds for those. How many do I need now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Quattro wheat seeds. Maybe we can make some more eternal ones. So let's put this stuff away. I do have some different mushrooms we can try growing, so we'll give that a shot here shortly. So I have 1 sunflower, so there's 4 more. Will give me 9. And we need 4 of those, and I think I need 9 of these? 8 of these? Do I have 1 left? 8. Oh, hold on. I need 9 of all these, right? The wheat was the only one that... Oops. The wheat was... Oh. Now I got an extra carrot. The wheat was the only one I have any eternal seeds for. So let's go sort this out. Hold on. Let's make some more eternal wheat if I can. Because then I just don't have to make any more wheat seeds eventually. Got 1 more. It's 1 more than before. I swear to gosh, that's like my signature move. Shut the door in my face. Okay, 3 more wheat. And cabbage? Sure. I mean, not cabbage, lettuce. And sunflowers. Whenever somebody says sunflower seeds, I think of Fox Mulder. Oh man, I was one of those guys that would watch X-Files. Of course, I mean, it was a different world, right? We didn't have streaming service and stuff. So like when X-Files came on, you betcha I'd sit there and I'd watch it. You know, and then the commercial break would come on and run to the bathroom, run back. Oh, I enjoyed the X-Files. And then, of course, it started, like, it jumped the shark. X-Files jumped the shark. Definitely jumped the shark. Okay, let's plant these trees, because we can use some more softwood. And I'm not quite sure I'm going to get any more mushrooms, any of these brown mushrooms. So, I think we'll come back to those shortly. I'll just pick them up and drop them down again and see if that works. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I don't know if this might jeopardize something growing. Oh, these were places I mined. Well, not mined. I cut a tree down. So let's... I mean... We could say, ooh, this is useful for catching tigers and other bad things that enter the camp, but it's more likely to capture me than any bad guy. So let's just plop these down. And I'm relatively safe then. And then look at that. That is nice. Now, let's figure out where we can look at our handiwork. It's not a lot to show. I had a lot of fun. I mean, let's cut this down so that... Oh, great. We're going to have to deal with those roots. No, not right now. Next time. But it kind of opened up visibility here. And, oh, there's a branch in the way. It's... Ooh, sweet. We'll get that. And there you go. It's about here. So there you go. We did get some building underway. Some of it was underground, so you can't see that. So we basically doubled the size of our tower. We got some gardening done, and look at that. We're on our way toward eternal farming, I guess we call it. And you know, we collected a bunch more stuff. All in all, we are making progress. I'm looking forward to it. See what happens next. I think next time we've fulfilled our due diligence for the domestic stuff. So next time I think we should go walkabout again, maybe south, maybe a different direction. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you're looking forward to it. I hope you join me on the next one. I hope you keep your eyes open for that live stream for modded Hightail, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen now, and that'll be great. But until all that stuff happens, until we see each other again, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. Cheers.